Ladies and gentlemen, it wouldn't be a weekend tonight on Sportswire Radio to close things out with a man that has certainly been in the center of it all, especially in the world of promo wrestling. Looking at you, Sloth Jam Williams. Most certainly in ROEW after what he did yesterday by certainly levying maybe the most significant tariff in underground and independent, maybe even professional wrestling history on natural selection, giving them significant fines that they'll have to face. And if they don't pay and if they continue further attacks on those in the ROEW locker room, well, let's just say they could be G to the O to the N to the E. Then there's certainly what we just heard from a little while ago, the real monsters, the IMF Tag Team Champions of the World, Soldier GP and Justin Parsley, the first real wrestler. They most certainly had plenty to say about our guest. And our guest now is going to give his rebuttal here. Because after all, since we are Sportswire Radio, we do believe in equal time. We do believe in equal opportunities because that's what we do here. And most certainly, we must have to give our guest that opportunity to respond on a platform that he most certainly in his mind feels he helped build. Because he heard what Soldier GP had to say, and Soldier GP said he was really responsible alongside Justin Parsley. But James Taylor, well, he's going to have plenty to say tonight. He's going to certainly address those that have been firing shots at him in the promo wrestling world. Maybe he'll even give a congratulations to Dalton Skull, who's going to be a proud Papa Bear. And maybe even, just maybe, he'll talk about Jason Storm, the Puppet Master, the reigning defending ROEW champion, the man from his vantage point that said he's truly been running ROEW, and he's going to be talking about a slew of others. So we are going to give him that introduction because after all, I've got a microphone temporarily that's brand new. We'll see how it goes. You tell me how you like the sound, but I'm going to make sure that this sound is going to be as loud as it ever is. And to quote the band that's coming on tomorrow, we're going to certainly try to blow your fuse, blow my USB cables fuse out by giving us an introduction. So let's just say it's going to be on a hot wire. So ladies and gentlemen, in the words of Def Leppard singer Joe Elliott, let's get rocked, baby, and give our guest that introduction in a special Tonight Show with Sportswire Radio. Because after all, we are on the platform from his vantage point that he really claims he's the one who helped build. After all, he was the host of the Nemesis Sessions. And after all, he was the man that first interviewed Soldier GP way back in the time machine 2.5 years ago. So we're going to certainly now give him that introduction because I even see people here in this chat that I didn't even realize they were alive, baby. So let's get rocked and let's get this show on the road here in style on Sportswire Radio, the number one double radio station where all wrestling matters. So with that, without further ado, here on the Sports Report, number one global sports show. A man who has over 130,000 followers, who many would say is the greatest owner in wrestling history. The man that is certainly a founding father of the promo wrestling movement. He is one of the premier stars in Texas promo wrestling, and he's vying for another world championship for the first time in nearly 2 decades for the PWF Uprising Championship. And he's the owner of Ring of Extreme Wrestling, a.k.a. ROEW. Ladies and gentlemen, his name is simply put, Moses J. dun 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 dun. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Ames, my friend, how are we doing?
I'm doing terrific, Tom. How you doing tonight?
What do you think about the new intro with the war chants? The da, 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 da,
Hey, you're
da.
really good at that. You've seen a lot of games, I'm sure, so you got
Yeah,
that
a lot of
tune
football. I
stuck in
figure
your
you're from
head.
the South, the war chants, the
Oh,
tomahawk chop. I mean, I figure, why not get into it tonight? We're in prime time. Some people were like, are you going to take the night off? Nah, I'm not taking the night off. Death's Door couldn't give me a day off. No, we keep going here on Sportswire. We're like the post office, 24/7 rain, snow, or sleet. And that's what to quote a man that you have quite a history with, that's what we do here on Sportswire. That's what we do. But the reason we're here tonight is really because you have a few things that you want to get off your chest because you have been basically the center of it all here the last couple of days. I know most certainly you still have natural selection on your mind, and especially Jason Storm, who I know here is in the chat. I know most certainly you have Sloth Jam Williams, Nathaniel Rage on your mind, and TPW, and most certainly I know that you have on your mind Soldier GP and Justin Parsley, the real monsters. So I'm going to let you have the opportunity for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that you, James Taylor, you most certainly helped build that have gotten us all this mainstream recognition tomorrow. Once again, a man, Brian Damage Forsyth from this little band Kicks, only had a song that just missed the Billboard Top 10 gold single, platinum album, last show, 15,000 fans. I don't know, played with some band, Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith. We can keep going, Poison, but enough about them. We're going to blow everybody's fuse because James Taylor, you're going to go like a hot wire and give your response to Soldier GP and Justin Parsley.
I mean, I guess it's only fair that I come on here and retort after what they had said because clearly they haven't been on my mind at all while I've been focusing on matters that be like Jason Storm and natural selection, running a successful company like ROEW and making sure that everything goes 100% fluently, focusing on my part-time and promo wrestling career because I mean that's just keeping the mic skills sharp because that's what I do. Running multiple
You
YouTube
use it,
channels,
that's what
running
I
a
do, line.
successful
You
TikTok
use that
channel.
line, that's what I do.
Yes, sir. You know all about that grind because look at you. You're on here 365 days a year, 7 days a week,
I've been
12
sick the
months,
last 2 days,
whatever,
been in
rain,
bed
snow,
constantly,
shine.
been in bed, didn't eat for a day and a half, but nah, we're going on, baby. I got my
Yeah,
Baja Blast next to me. We're in prime time. There's no day off.
there is none because that's what you do and that's how you get over. And you do what you can to put the community over as well. Before I get to Soldier and Justin, uh, I wanted to talk about last night for a quick minute. I know Jason Storm's in the chat, and Jason, I mean, the rule is still there. It's been notarized, it's been signed and sealed, and you said something on Instagram last night or today, I think, and you said something about you're not going to sign it. You will have your attorneys get involved. Well, I mean, I think my lawyers are a little more powerful than your lawyers,
Well,
son.
remember, he did own
So
ROW, though. He did own the company, so he might
I
have
get
a
it.
lawyer on
I
hand.
get it, but he's still a young guy who thinks he knows what's going on and he thinks he runs shit. But clearly, I'm the old man. But this old man, you see, with old age comes wisdom, Tom, and this
Ah,
wisdom and this experience right here is always and will always be 2 steps ahead of anybody that steps before me. So that being said, Texas promo wrestling. Yeah, I'm doing promo wrestling. I'm doing promo wrestling because it's a hobby and it's
and
something
Rocky's
great that
here
I
Saturday,
enjoy to
by the way.
do.
Shout out to Rocky. He's here this coming Saturday, right before WrestleMania. So we love Rocky here on
Hell
Sports.
yeah, that's great. So Rocky's going to come out here and he's going to talk promo wrestling. Maybe he'll say something about me. Maybe he'll say something
No, he
about
will. He
Nathaniel.
why wait a minute? Why wouldn't you think he wouldn't say anything about you? Of course he's gonna
I
say
mean,
something.
it is what it is, and it'll all be great. And I like Rocky. I respect the guy. And see, a lot of wrestlers who want to be indie wrestlers or underground backyard, some guys I think are afraid of the promo wrestling, saying, well, I don't believe in getting on there and talking shit with somebody and not doing something. I get it. I get it. I do get it. But for somebody that wants to get over, how come nobody takes me seriously when I'm on screen? Because I really am good or blah blah blah. Well, how's your mic skills? Well, they suck. So why not get into promo wrestling, sharpen them mic skills, because then when you get in the ring and you're talking all the trash that you do, like James Taylor would, you could be very, very empowering. You could be deadly. You could be uh, everything that you want to be. You could get over in this business. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I'm the master at selling the product. I'm the master
But
at
what do you say
everything
though?
that I do.
But what do you say though when, let's say, those in the ROEW locker room, like Natural Selection, or those like certainly a locker room you've been in before, like the IMF, like most certainly the Real Monsters, or even a man that you've wrestled many times, Anthony Steele, say that you're not focusing on one thing. You're focusing on so many things that you can't particularly do all of them the right way, and you're focusing on things that from their vantage point seem like you shouldn't be bothering with. What do you say when those individuals continue to say that, whether it's on this platform or on their own social media channels or with their own acolytes and their own followers, many would say?
I mean, I'm a man of many talents, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. They can
Okay.
do whatever they want. They could do whatever they
You're
want. They
not
could say
bothered by
whatever
that
they
when
want.
those individuals in their camps, in the Real Monsters camp, the Natural Selection camp, even in the BYCW camp, certainly even in the TPW camp, certainly in some in the House of Wolves camp, that they feel that you should be focusing just on their camp, and that you're focusing on too many camps and you're losing sight of what's important, and you know, Father Time is catching up.
Father Time's not catching up. Father Time is still in the back burner. You know, it's ways away. I'm not going to leave this planet till at least I'm 140. So it's going to be no problem with that. And that's to be a fact. So you can make fun of the fact that I might breathe a little bit when I'm doing my wrestling matches. You might make fun of the fact that I'm laying down on a trampoline cutting a promo because you can't believe you've ever seen anybody do that before. Obviously, you didn't think of it, so that's why I did it, and I did what I do best, and that's sell, and that's talk shit, and that's talk trash, because that's what I'm gonna do till the day that I die. I'll be talking till the day I take my last fucking breath. Sorry, beep, but there it is. Um, how come it's James Taylor in promo wrestling? How come it's James Taylor in the 2K eFed world? How come it's James Taylor in backyard wrestling, trampoline wrestling, underground wrestling, indie wrestling? I've been noticed on by A&E. I've been noticed today
Are they
by
doing an A&E
Stephanie
biography on
McMahon.
you? Are they
Huh?
doing an Are they doing an A&E biography on you?
No, they ain't doing no biography yet, but they will one day.
They will.
My channel was viewed today by Stephanie McMahon, 2.4 million followers. What do you think of that? So there's
And
that.
I think my microphone sounds a lot better. Thank you,
There
Brent, for
you
giving us
go.
the tip. Yeah, so we
Hey,
appreciate that. Yeah.
I like that microphone. It's a good microphone.
I think we're gonna
Um,
stick with this one. We tried a different microphone, and well, I'm sure we better we try it out here rather than with kicks tomorrow, because then
there you
we'll
go.
be kicked off the platform. But we'll go with that.
So no matter, and you know this better than anybody, Tom, because you do it every single day. What do people talk about? You're talking about Sportswire Radio. They have to have that Sportswire Radio that's fixed for the day before the day's over. Because if you miss one day, everybody's like, what happened to Tom? Where's Tom? I gotta have my fix. I gotta watch this. Because that's what you do, and that's what you do best. And that's why you're here. That's why you're the prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, like you always say. Well, where is it? Everybody, everywhere in this community, everybody knows James Taylor. Everybody's heard of James Taylor. How many people have actually heard of Soldier GP?
And
what,
the IMF though, he's selling a lot
handful,
of tickets though.
a
He's
handful.
selling 100+ tickets though. He's
I could
selling
go.
tickets.
I could go and ask somebody like Dalton Skull, and I'm like, hey, what do you think of old Soldier GP? Who?
Now, what did
Soldier
Stephanie?
who?
Now, why do you think? But why do you think for a minute Stephanie McMahon viewed your personal information?
No idea. Maybe she's enthralled at the fact that yes, I'm a Stone Cold enthusiast, but I'm a wrestling enthusiast. I
Ah,
love professional wrestling. I eat, sleep, and breathe this business more than anybody. I know there's a lot of fans out there. There's a lot of people, especially in the chat, that love wrestling, and
yeah, we got
we're
a lot
all
of
the
people here
same.
tonight. They were
We're
waiting for this.
all we're all the same to a degree. But I eat, sleep, and breathe this. This is my livelihood, and it's cost me a lot. I've made sacrifices doing this. I mean, people want to make fun. Oh, the old man's going and he got beat and went back to trampoline wrestling. What does it matter of
Well, I
where
mean,
I go?
Soldier, from his vantage point, and Mr. Storm also had this point. They said that you cut a promo on your back on the trampoline. I mean, we could show it back for the chat. I mean, but they seem to not be that impressed with that promo you cut on the.
I'm not really worried about if it impressed them or not. The fact
Okay,
is, I left my mark.
that's
Anybody
true.
listen to my song? I leave my mark everywhere I go, and I'm all about growing this community. I'm bringing eyes to a product. I'm bringing eyes to everywhere that I step foot in. Soldier wants to bring up the fact that uh, for 2 years I've been riding his coattails, right? All right, Jack, let's really look at the true track record of that. If anything, I noticed y'all. I found y'all. I found this little rinky dink company by IMF with 400 little measly subscribers. Nothing wrong with that, but hey, you had to get your start. I brought you onto my platform because I enjoyed what you did. So I gave you a chance. I gave you the rocket ship, strapped it to your backs, lit the fuse, and then you all took off on your own. I'm not taking the credit for you growing, but I ain't been riding nobody's coattails. If anybody's been riding coattails around here, it's you, Soldier
Do
GP.
you
And I'm
feel
not
that
even saying the rest of
well, I mean,
IMF.
I don't really want to do this, but do you feel that in some ways you take pride in Soldier's success? No
No,
pride?
no,
No?
not at all. I honestly, and that's a straight shoot. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Okay.
Soldier is Soldier GP himself. He's gonna make his own bed and lie in it and do whatever he needs to do. He's gonna have to learn one day to eat shit and like the taste of it, and that day will come very soon. Karma's a bitch. But you know what? Soldier GP is going to say whatever Soldier GP wants. But James Taylor is going to say what James Taylor wants to say. And the difference between James Taylor and Soldier GP is I actually back up every word that I say. So, yes, I came to IMF. I didn't come to IMF because they're selling out a gymnasium. That don't impress me. I don't care about that. I came to IMF to shut Soldier GP up, and I was shutting him up. Justin Parsley was the wild card in that match. And not only that, Soldier hits his stunner, but then Soldier gets taken out. So who got the job done? It wasn't Soldier GP. It was Justin Parsley. And it is what it is. And here I am. I'm going to BYCW. Check it
Yes.
out. There's Red Dragon eating a stunner. Here comes Maverick. Maverick thought that he was going to get a little bit of me, and then he ate a stunner as well. Everybody takes it
Oh,
differently, but once they get hit with it, knocked out. 1, 2, 3. But the fact is, Tom, I'm here for this community. I'm here. I'm going to BYCW right now. I'm in BYCW for a reason. It all amounts to the same thing, and that's the fact that I'm here to help this community grow. Look how many eyes are coming to the product now. Look how many
yeah. The
people are like,
subscribe. I mean,
well,
listen, we had Austin
BYCW.
Edwards here, who's now going by just Goldberg. He's going by Edwards, the undefeated Austin Edwards. I mean, what a treat that was, and we've got the promo here. James Taylor is just he is unleashed right here. His fuse has definitely been blown, to quote Kicks. I mean, yeah, he's definitely a midnight maniac here because he's on a hot wire and he wants Dalton Skull and he wants that PWF Uprising Championship. And, I asked Justin Parsley about that on Thursday. I didn't get a chance to ask you yesterday about that. I mean, like, do you want him to come to you should you beat Dalton Skull to unify those championships?
Well, I mean, I had a shot, but Soldier wanted to step in the way, I guess. But I really wasn't. I guess I really at the time wasn't really worried about the PWF Championship. I guess that was more the bonus. I just wanted to shut
But
soldier up,
now,
and
if
I
you
did
beat
that.
Dalton, you win the Uprising Championship, a championship you fought for. I mean, you're the only man that's wrestled for both these championships, and you have that opportunity, and you
Yeah,
win the Uprising Championship. You have a chance to unify those titles. And Justin,
that's
last I checked, is the current champion. And do you want a shot to unify those titles? Should you beat
that
Dalton
is the
Skull?
fact right there. You just nailed the head, bam, just like that. I am the only man in this community who has wrestled for both the Uprising Championship and the new PWF Championship. I've had shots at both of them. I came up short, but I am the only one that has wrestled for both, and I will win one of them. And if that means I have to go through Dalton Skull to take that Uprising title, I will. And I'm going to bring prestige to that championship. And then later on down the line, if Justin Parsley happens to still have the PWF title,
Well, let me ask you a
then I'll put
question
my
on that.
title on the line if
You
he
said
puts his
something
title on the
interesting, and I
line.
want to ask you that question. What do you think? You've been in the ring with Justin Parsley. What do you think of him as the PWF champion?
He's been a hell of a champion. He's doing what he has got to do to bring the prestige to that world title. Unfortunately, he thankfully though he's defended it against Soldier GP, and Soldier hadn't put his little greasy dreadlock nasty ass all over it. But Justin Parsley has brought the prestige that he's brought to it so far, and he's going to continue to do so until somebody's ready to come on and take that title from him. And I think that if it was me and it was one on one and it was fair and square, then I would snatch that title right from him, and it would come to the nemesis James Taylor.
Well,
Do I
let
need a
me.
title
Yeah,
to make my?
okay.
Huh?
Good point. I said, no, that's a good point. Now,
Yeah.
listen, those points are valid. And if you want to follow BYCW, I see a lot of people here right now. Hit the sub button for BYCW. We're here with James Taylor. He's got plenty to say. And my name is Tom Bryce. And yeah, I'm just here, doing the James's job here on this platform. No, I'm only kidding. But let me ask you, though, this question. Let's say, for whatever reason, Dalton defeats you and retains the Uprising Championship. Should Justin Parsley do what you're doing and go on the trampoline and show up and wrestle Dalton Skull to unify those championships? And what do you say to that?
I mean, if Dalton Skull somehow miraculously defeats James Taylor, then maybe Dalton Skull should face Justin Parsley one on one in a square circle. Don't worry, square circle for the unification of the titles. It would be a interesting match to see Justin Parsley and Dalton Skull go at it because Dalton Skull can bring the fight. I've seen him firsthand,
I know
and I know
Dalton's
that he
been here on
can. And I
Sportswire.
know
He's
people got the
wrestled.
jokes. I know people want to talk this shit, and they, Legends contract, all that bullshit. That's fine. Whatever you want. I do what I do. I'm going to back up what I say. If you ain't got a few haters, Tom, that means you ain't doing something right.
Okay, well, that's fair. I mean, that's a fair point. I know the chat really wants to talk to you. I'm going to get to the chat in a few minutes. And, there is one question I'm going to get to just for, a kicks. I don't know if this is, certainly I know I keep bringing the band up, but is there any consideration since you're on BYCW's trampoline that you would have ROEW wrestling matches on the trampoline?
I mean, I don't know. It just depends on who wants to fight. But the trampoline isn't always going to be there. I'm going to go ahead and give word out that BYCW will, in the future, very soon, actually have a 16 by 16 ring. So let's go
Really?
ahead and
Wow.
throw that
Okay.
out there right now because everybody wants to poke fun at the fact that there's a trampoline
I
out
know.
there and James
I'm a
Taylor's wrestling on
trampoline
it.
guy, by the way. I support the trampoline. You know that I'm all
Right.
wrestling matters. I know that other people, they're entitled to their opinions. I support
Of
those that
course.
if they want to wrestle on the trampoline, I believe it's like promo wrestling. I'm a big supporter of promo wrestling, and I believe in that. But it's an honest question. Could you see ROEW matches on the trampoline? Could you see, maybe Jason?
No.
No,
No, unfortunately,
no.
no. I don't see
Oh,
that happening because they're all comfortable in the ring with what they do. And ROEW, it's a distinguished product of the way that we produce and
I
direct,
see.
and the way that we keep the show product going. So everything will stay in the ring, and there's nothing wrong with that. I even agree to that as well. BYCW is just a company that is BYCW, and their product is wrestling as well.
Yes.
It's traditional backyard wrestling.
Yes.
A lot of these young guys just don't get it where oh, backyard wrestling is all about being on YouTube. Backyard wrestling is all about being in a ring. Yeah, to an extent, but true edition, true backyard wrestlers know, and old timers know, and I'm sure Sean Jovi can agree to an extent. Dark Kron can agree to an extent. There's always been the trampoline. That's where a lot of us
Justin
started
Parsley's
at.
been on a
I started on the
trampoline.
trampoline.
He goes back. He could, deflect a bit, but he's been on the trampoline, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. He
You
can
know,
poke
I
fun
mean,
about it, but his ass has been on there too. I'm
do
just
you
doing
think that
what
Dalton
I think is
Skull is a
right.
well? Let me ask you one more question, not to go down that road, but I'm going to go in a different road, but a similar situation here. Has Dalton Skull been a better PWF champion than Justin Parsley? Gotta ask. We're live. I mean, Tonight Show and Sportswire Radio, prime time, baby.
I don't know.
You don't know. Well, you're gonna find out.
Probably hit or miss. I mean, the title hasn't been defended in quite a while, but when he had the title, he defended it, and a couple of companies. He's had the title with him. Justin Parsley, though, kind of the same. He's taken it to ROEW. The PWF title's
Yes.
been to ROEW. He's had it,
IMF.
of course, at IMF
IMF.
and wherever else that he's taken it. So,
Yep.
I say they would be kind of neck and neck, but
Shouldn't
I mean,
we
I can't play
focus?
favorites. I can't play
Okay, but
favorites.
we focus so much on you and Soldier GP, but shouldn't your issue really be with Justin Parsley, not Soldier GP? Because Justin Parsley has gold that you've wrestled for. So if you beat Dalton Skull, I mean, shouldn't you really be focused more on Justin Parsley and whatever happens between you and Soldier? Hey, listen, it happens. But really, shouldn't your focus be on Mr. Parsley? And you've talked about, obviously, the community. You've talked about how much you support the community. You want to do this here for the community. And this would be a big deal to unify a championship. We've had very few opportunities in the backyard and the underground community here the last few years to do something like this. So shouldn't your attention should you defeat Dalton Skull here very soon to unify those championship with Mr. Parsley that he holds, and that should be your focus.
Yeah, 100%. I think if Justin Parsley wants to step up to the plate and put his title on the line against whoever the Uprising champion is, and if that is me, or let's just say when it is me, then I think that would be a hell of a match. That'd be a very important match for this community, whether some people believe it or not. But I don't really think that match should happen in a place like IMF. I think that match should happen somewhere where it means more.
Do you
And
want it to
you
happen in
know,
BYCW?
whether it be BYCW or whatnot, that match needs to
What
happen in
about
a
Summer
ring.
Bash? What about Summer Bash?
There's always Summer Bash. There is. It just depends on the situation and what's going on. There's also always ROEW.
That's another good point.
And,
Good point.
and I know, of course, the big question, how come James Taylor hasn't been to ROEW? We
Jason
talked about a little
Storm
bit about
had
that last
mentioned
night.
that for a half an hour. I mean, Jason Storm made a lot of great points last night. A lot of people, it resonated with him, that he felt that, why aren't you paying attention to us in natural selection? He felt that he's the guy that's been here and you haven't shown him in the locker room that leadership, and he's wanting to see you. He's wanting to see his owner. He's wanting to see his leader. And there are some people that are James Taylor fans that do sympathize with that.
I agree. Me and Jason Storm got a little bit of a history and a little bit of a beef going on right now. It
started here 2 years ago. Right around this time 2 years ago, he came on here. He was the ROEW champion. You basically said, well, let me ask you a question. And since then, he hasn't forgotten that. He's had a long memory. And, a lot of people talk about his history with CJ Black. And sure, that history is very long. But you can say, to quote Jack Napier in the original Batman movie, you made Jason Storm. You made him. You're the reason. It's not nobody else, because you said, let me ask you a question. You came onto his segment uninterrupted, and you said, you got to make me believe it. You got to show me what you can bring.
I say that to a lot, and you're absolutely 100%.
But you said it to him especially. And look at where he was. Look at where he is. So deep down, James Taylor, you made him. You made Jason Storm. That's right. You made him.
Don't let him hear you say that, because he might deny it. But I mean, that's probably the fact right there, that I did make him, because I said that I could see a bigger more mean streak out of
But
Jason
you're
Storm because I
responsible
didn't
for
believe in
natural
him at first.
selection then. But that means you're responsible for natural selection.
Well, I mean, I don't want to take all the credit for it, but sure.
Well, you should then you should have
Maybe
congratulated them instead of fining them. Maybe you do want to take
maybe
back the fine.
I created a monster in this community, that
That's
being natural
that's my
selection,
you did that. No, nobody else. You did.
and now it's going to end up possibly taking me to fix this problem. And
But you said last night you don't want to do that. You said you
I
still
don't
don't
want
have
to
to do
have to
that.
go. I don't want to have to go to that level. No, I don't, because it'll
Okay.
be bad. It'll be bad for him. It'll be bad for them. I'd rather deal with it calmly. And I mean, 9 times out of 10, I don't like to do things calmly, but in this situation, and for the sake of the community and the sake of the company, ROEW, I'd rather deal with it as calmly as I can, and that's why I slapped him on the wrist with a nice little fine. But Jason still wants to step on my toes. He
But that
still
was
wants
a
to pull my
significant
strings.
fine. I mean, in this economy, that's a significant tariff. We don't know if natural selection maybe lost some money in the stock market recently. We don't know if they lost money in their 401ks. I mean, savings account rates are down. That's a significant tariff. I mean, that's very significant.
Well, I mean, it is. It is what it is. So, I mean, but I slapped them with the fine, and it's just a matter of them paying that fine.
Would you now? I'll ask it again. Would you accept a payment plan?
No, the only payment
No,
plan
why
I would
not?
take, I'll tell you what, I'll make it simpler.
All
Jason
right.
Storm, Cash Carter, and Alex Cross relinquish their titles, lay them in the ring, and then start back over, and I'll wipe it clean. We'll let it go.
Wait. Repeat that
That would
again
be
for
their
the audience.
punishment. That would be their punishment. But if
Repeat that again.
they would have to relinquish their titles for me to take those fines off of them.
Well, that's. I mean,
I don't
I
think
don't
they're
know
going
if
to
they
do
should
that.
be.
I don't think they're going to
Then
do that. I'd rather
why
pay the
should they
fine.
do that? Why should they do that?
Why? They beat a
Yeah.
man senseless. Look at that, 3-on-1. How is that fair? Why didn't they take him on 1-on-1? Why
No,
didn't they
I
just
would agree
challenge him
with
to a
that.
match?
But there's a
Why
lot of
didn't they
people.
say, hey Kyle, why don't you go back to the back, find two other guys, let's have a 6-man tag, and let's squash this in the ring? No,
But there's a lot
Jason
of people
Storm.
that feel. But there's a lot of people that feel like natural selection did the community a favor with Kyle Shelby. I like Kyle. I agree with you. Kyle shouldn't have got a 301 bid, but there's a lot of people that feel that Kyle Shelby he got a slap on the wrist. Basically, he should have got more of a senseless attack. I mean, that's
You
what I've
know,
heard the last 2 days. That Kyle Shelby. He should never come back to ROEW. That's what some people think. That he comes on, he talks about a championship, and he talks about this, and that's what some people think. I like Kyle. I think Kyle is going to show you signed him here, and he's going to fight back. But there's some people that feel like natural selection, they should have tariffed him more than what you did to them.
right? You think so?
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I don't know. I like Kyle, though. I really
I
do.
don't mind Kyle. Kyle's a good guy.
He's a fighter. He's
Whatever
showing
he
heart.
did, he mocked Jason Storm in natural selection. I can understand. They have every right to be upset about it, but they should have squashed it in the ring. Triple threat. 6-man tag. A straight 1-on-1 between Jason and Kyle. Maybe something like that. But no, they
Do
wanted
you
to
think that maybe
cowardly
Kyle
jump the
should put
man.
his title on the line against Jason's title? Is that something that you would sanction?
Who?
Kyle Shelby's UCA championship?
No,
UCA?
that title, that's his own championship and whatever
Okay.
his company is. Hell, I mean, if he wanted to put that title on the line, all he had to do was just call Jason Storm. I would have allowed Jason to go to his company and have a little 1-on-1,
No, well,
wherever
I
that's
think
going to
he's here
be.
in ROEW. I don't think Jason's going to go to his company. I mean, he doesn't want him in natural selection. I mean,
And
yeah,
that's
I agree with you. The
understandable.
attack was very significant. It's a very significant attack on the guy, and I don't think he should have got that significant of an attack. But there are some people that feel that he had it coming. I mean, I'm sure you ask certain people here in the chat, they would have, you know, wanted him to get it. I mean, I don't know. I like him. I think he's a
Maybe.
fighter.
I'm not going to. I mean, Kyle Shelby can fight his own battles, I'm sure, but I mean, you got to somewhat agree that 3 against 1 is kind of unfair. You know, it doesn't matter what the stipulation is or what. I mean, Kyle Shelby, yeah, he was kind of bullying natural selection to a degree
Yeah, I
on
think that
social
people feel
media.
that. He was.
Did he have it coming? Not this extreme. I don't think it shouldn't have gone to this level because they
But this is
busted
the
the
most
man open.
deadliest. I mean, this is the most deadliest faction in ROEW history. These men hold all the
No
gold.
doubt.
I mean, they were here last night. I mean, James, you should retract the fines and the sanctions because these guys. I mean, they're not gonna pay it. I don't know if they're gonna
If
have to
I if
pay.
I was to let up and just let it go and ignore the whole situation, then what's that going to say to
Do you
about
want to
me as an
see
owner?
Jason here tonight? And do you want to say?
I would love if Jason's got a set of cojones big enough to come on here and chit chat with the boss, and we can have a little board of directors meeting or whatever. He's more than welcome. I mean, this is your show, of course,
Well,
but
I mean, it's the people's
I
show. I
mean,
mean, I think if James.
he's more than welcome. Whether it's him, whether it's Cash Carter, whether it's that little punk Alex Cross, it doesn't matter. If they want to come on here and have a chit chat with the boss, they can. Other than that, I'm going to stand my ground, and the fine will stay no matter what because I say that it's going to stay. Because if I let them off easy and just give them the little slap on the wrist, don't fine them or nothing, then what's that to
Now
tell everybody
speaking
what type of
now
boss I am?
speak
I have a
now
pushover.
before we see if Jason would like to certainly talk to you and maybe change your mind on the sanctions. I have received word from Matt Tyson of certainly TPW and other places, and he said for you to show the TF up in TPW because I think we have match results coming up soon. I think he's obviously maybe wanting you to show up for match results. I guess. I don't know, but
Okay.
that's what he wanted me to tell you. So I don't know.
Okay,
But Matt
well,
Tyson.
tell them I'm in the middle of a meeting right now, and then whenever I'm done with that, if it's still going, I'll show it. But I
Well,
didn't
we'll
think
let you
that
go to it.
Rocky
We'll
was
let
going to
you
be sharing results until at least 11 or 12, like he always
we'll,
does.
we'll let you I mean, if you have to go, I mean, we understand. I mean, if
I
you
ain't got to
want
go, Tom. I'm only going to go if you need me to go, but I don't
No,
have to go.
it's your show. I mean, it's your show tonight. It's your
I feel
platform.
I got a lot to talk about. I'm
I
here
would
to
love to
talk.
have you here.
The chat's spicy tonight,
The
and it's
chat's
it's
fired
great.
up. You know what? They want to talk. And I mean, I'm going to let the chat have the opportunity. We'll see who decides if they want to come on or not. So we'll do that in a minute. So let's get to everybody one by one. He is here. We'll have to see if the champion would like to say something. He doesn't have to. If I was the champion, it's his call. He spent a lot of time here last night. He was very generous in his time to be here. And, he
He's
was very
generous.
generous. He was very
Yeah.
generous here. We appreciate his time and we thank him for that. We are on, yes. And Darkron, your right hand man, the Underground OG is here. Yes, he is here. And I know he's going to be with you side by side for your birthday celebration next week. Dakota Riley is obviously here. This woman works 800 hours a week. I don't know how this woman does it. She is saying hello to you. Obviously,
Hello.
this man who was announced to wrestle in the NEW Riot in the Ring, the man that we haven't seen in months, apparently, has decided to show up here. Big Man Cam said, we got James Taylor. Yeah, we got him. We got him, to quote Naughty by Nature. This guy, he claims he likes me, but always prays for my downfall. Yeah, James, I see your little comments. I'm disappointed in you.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's go ahead and back that up, Omen. Don't be disappointed in me, son. Look, I like you. I like you a lot. I like you more than I like Soldier GP. Okay? I believe in your faction, but I don't believe in the foundation. Well, Soldier GP. I believe
But
in
he's House of
Omen
Wolves,
Black and
though.
what he stands for, but I don't believe in Soldier GP. I believe the face of IMF is a couple of faces, but at least if it came down to one of two guys, it wouldn't be Soldier GP. It would be Omen Black. I believe in my heart that Omen Black is a better wrestler than Soldier GP. I mean, I could keep going, but I like Omen Black. I'm a fan of Omen Black.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm a fan of Omen Black and Soldier GP, and I'm a fan of all the wrestlers that come here. And I'm going to certainly sidestep that because Cameron Cage is in the house. And boy, I'd love to see him back in the ring. A man you definitely know very well. Hope he's doing well. Yep, yep, yep. Congratulations. Yes, congrats to Dalton Skull. No, all kidding aside, congrats to Dalton Skull. And congrats to Jason Storm. He's also has child number 2. So congratulations to Jason. Certainly want to congratulate him. Thank you, Jason, for all you do. And Omen is here. It's his platform. Of course, he's going to be here. I mean, that's a rhetorical, Omen. Okay. Well, obviously, I don't know what though. I didn't even really realize that they had some issues. Ox McCoy is in the house. House of
I
Wolves.
like Ox McCoy.
And, Jason, maybe he was hoping it was somebody else to be it. Maybe Austin Edwards of BYCW, Edwards, the BYCW Intercontinental Champion. Maybe he was thinking he was going to be here instead. I don't know, but you are here. And Colton Lee, the Heartless Sheriff, who I know is going to be back here in a couple of weeks for DPW. I don't know if we had any pipe bombs. I think we're just having, James is just definitely getting some things off his chest. I don't think we go down that road. But yes, hello to everybody. Jason, yourself, and I have a lot of common enemies. Maybe we should talk. So listen, Soldier and Jason tonight on the Real Monsters episode talked about the same feelings they have about you. So I don't know what to say on that. Yeah. What is up? Blade is going to be back on Sportswire soon. Love Blade. Love seeing the Legend Killer, who's back out there in the ring. Very excited to see our Legend Killer. And his lines are open. Yeah. And you know what? He's the greatest ROW champion in history. Statistically speaking, he is the greatest. Can't deny it. Cannot deny it.
Arguably
James
said.
There you go. James, for once, focus on someone else. I'm taking the night off of all the stuff you're talking. He's taking the night off. So that, I guess that confirms that the champion's not coming here. He was generous with his time. He was honored to be here into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. We appreciate the champion. Obviously, to remind you, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame with his group. I know you were here deep down very happy about that. And he also talked about promo wrestling. And, I could certainly put that, up here, on the screen. I could certainly do that, for the audience because they might want to see that. So, again, from Instagram, he was having a lot of fun, but he shot one promo off and had more compelling segments on Sportswire. And every time he shows up, and he did get a big turnout yesterday. There's no denying that. He did get a big turnout. I mean, we love promo wrestling and we love everybody that comes on, but he did certainly get a lot of people talking. Yes, absolutely. Mike skills are important for character building. Anthony Steele is the real deal. He's the most controversial figure in wrestling history. And that's what I did when mentioning his name. And thank you for letting me know about the new mic. We changed the mic. I think we're much better. Thank you very much. We love our friend here. Our friends in Blood and Honor Wrestling trying to recruit you maybe in North Carolina. Maybe North Carolina could be next on James Taylor's radar. I mean, that would be, I don't know how far it is for you. One of my buddies from New Jersey is actually moving to North Carolina. He told me it's 8 hours. He lives by Atlantic City, so I don't know how far it is for you to get to North Carolina, but maybe that's next for you. And if you want to check out Blood and Honor Wrestling, they have a YouTube channel. They have a new show coming out this week. Check it out, and that's their channel. They're definitely a new company that maybe we'll talk about soon. So there you go. Thank you very much for that. We appreciate you and all your support. So we'll leave that up for a minute. The House of Wolves and Natural Selection are the gold standards of underground wrestling for the past, present, future, and forever. Then, now, and forever, baby, is really what he meant. So, obviously you're not seeming to be a faction guy, but there's no question that these two groups certainly hold their own. The House of Wolves do have a very smart set of values, much like Natural Selection. I'm glad you finally see the light, Omen. And, Jason Storm and Omen Black have quite a history, and maybe they see things eye to eye now. I get told that I shouldn't be in wrestling, but I'm here regardless of what people think, and you should be in wrestling, and I'll put your YouTube channel up here in a few minutes. Gotta respect Soldier GP. The man is at the gym every show and selling tickets. That's a good point, and that's my point. He is out there selling hundreds of tickets. He's got a lot of fans. We have one here on Instagram that watches all the time and mentions Soldier GP, and Justin Parsley, I think, is related to Soldier GP. And, he's got a lot of supporters out there. I'm glad you've opened your eyes, Jason. And there you go. They're recruiting you in North Carolina. They want you in Blood and Honor Wrestling. And are you getting a Legends deal, by the way? Now, is that what you're going to announce next week on your birthday? You getting a Legends deal?
Not yet.
The Honky Talk Man just got one. DDP just got an extension. Maybe that's where you're going.
Anybody out there in NEW getting a Legends deal for WWE? Just curious.
I don't know. You want me to ask them?
No, I'm asking Bren because Bren wants to come on here and talk his little trash. I just thought I'd give it back a little bit.
I see. I'll wait. James Taylor should come to Blood and Honor. I'm going to Carolina. There you go. Led Zeppelin was I'm going to California, but we're going to Carolina. Kyle Shelby, the man that certainly is the reason why you levied one of the most heaviest tariffs in wrestling history on Natural Selection. A man that I think is a part of your roster or was a part of your roster, the former RBW champion, Jack Delta, a man that's certainly from the outside here is saying, "What in the f was Maverick doing?" He raised his own leg for that pin, but
I
hit
know.
this.
I was raising his other leg, and then he just, I don't know. Maybe it was because he was suffering the effects of that stunner.
Well, hello to the very beautiful Athena, our very beautiful friend here from the great city of Philadelphia, brotherly love. I was my question. I think you answered it. Thank you for our friends in Carolina, trampoline wrestling, and maybe if Jack Delta would return, you can turn it into a trampoline fed to entice him of coming back. He's been very successful in the past on the trampoline. I do agree with that. Okay, we'll move on. Next question. Only if I get to do backflips, we'll have to say. When I asked AI, it said trampoline wrestling was more dangerous than ring wrestling. Don't hate me, Skynet. Yeah, I mean, listen. You know what? You go out there, and that's why I just say all wrestling matters. If a wrestling ring is the squared circle, does it make a trampoline a circled square? That's a great. I have
That's
to
a
go back
great
to math
question.
class in college. It'll go back to my freshman and sophomore years of college math. Maybe I have to pull out my math textbook. I hope I didn't sell it, but that was like 15 years ago. We'll move on here. If you bounce hard enough and don't know how to bump properly, then it's more dangerous. You can, however, convert the trampoline into a ring. Okay,
Hmm.
good points.
See, some
It's
people are getting it.
there you go. No, I agree. It's a tramp pouring copyrighted trademark. Yeah, we heard that on yesterday's show. I want to see Big Man Cam on a trampoline. Do we want to see Big Man Cam live to tell about it? That's a good one.
Oh, shit.
Everybody's got to start somewhere. And Blade, of
Yeah.
course, has been dominant on the trampoline. You know what I think, and we got to go out there and do it. I've never done trampoline. I'd rather hit the ground, being completely honest. There's some
Yeah.
people that, say the reverse.
Understandable. I've done it
Omen
all.
Black
I've done
versus
it too.
Soldier G. Omen Black versus Soldier GP versus Big Man Cam in a trampoline match. Make it happen. Yeah, I think if we'd have to live to tell about it. I'm assuming that's not happening. DTA trampolines, according to Darkron, and the man is here, but we're not going to repeat what he just said. We're not going. We're really not going to repeat that. We're going to just move on. And he even said he's comparing you to something there, which we're really not going to bring up. And I also, before I do anything else, I have received message from Jason Storm, who's, by the way, not coming on tonight. He wants to send this message to you. He's not coming on. He has responsibilities with natural selection. He has a conference call overseas in Australia right now. He has an Australian press conference here, which is going to take place at about 2 o'clock. So it's 2 o'clock Australian time. He has a huge press conference, and he is going to be talking with them alongside Alex Cross and Cash Carter about being inducted into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame and promoting the next ROEW show coming up here on Face Off. So he would like to say that he would not be here tonight. He would like to have been here, but he, Alex, and Cash have to prepare for their scheduled press conference with Australian media, all media, news, and print. But he does want to let me know this. James, I'm not paying his fine, and I don't feel the need to convince him to reverse something none of us are paying, because in his mind, there's a famous Yardbird song, zero is zero, and, zero is zero, so there you go, but he's not paying it. So he won't let you, he's not paying it. Maybe you can catch the press conference. He'll be on in a little while. And
He's paying it. He's going to
okay.
pay it. Whether he
But
likes it or not, he's going to pay it.
well, we are a family station, and we're going to certainly blow my fuse if we mention that comment there. We don't want to do that. I started officially backyard wrestling on 2 trampolines welded on top of each other. Yes, and that's why we support.
Interesting.
And that's why we support all forms of wrestling. And I agree with Mr. Delta on that. And he has done that. Ground, mat, trampoline, homemade rings, professional rings. Wrestling is wrestling. And
Look
I
at
agree.
that comment. Look at
Yes,
that comment.
I agree.
By Jack Delta, a guy that a lot of people arguably respect or not respect, but a lot of people respect this guy. A lot of people follow this guy. A lot of people support this guy. And look what he's saying. But you still get the trolls that want to knock trampoline wrestling. I mean, but the man himself, just like me, just like a few others, have started on the trampoline. And just because I've gone back to the trampoline doesn't mean that that's where I'm going to end my career. It just happens to be that BYCW has a trampoline. Now, does that mean I'm going bounce, bounce, bounce? No, because it is a makeshift ring. It's got a whole lot of different types of mats that are underneath it. So there's a lot of giveaway, and it's to protect us on those bumps. So there's the trump card right back to y'all.
Yeah, listen, I mean, I agree. Listen, I wholeheartedly agree. Obviously he doesn't like trampolines. He doesn't like them. There's going to be people that like and people that don't. And Darkron is saying easy on you. Our wrestling matters, so no doubt we'd have a 7-star classic, but it would have to be a wrestling match in a wrestling ring. That's what he wants. But you have to
Our
first.
wrestling. I heard that little pity comment that they said that our wrestling. So what they're saying is how selfish they truly are. Um, Soldier GP and Justin Parsley, it's not y'all's wrestling that matters. It's everybody's wrestling that matters. All wrestling matters. Promo wrestling, trampoline wrestling, makeshift ring wrestling, backyard wrestling, underground wrestling, indie wrestling, pro wrestling. I mean, come on, you had Savio Vega here on the biggest platform there was. You had Rhino himself, the guy who's gored a whole lot of people. He was Stephanie McMahon. Hell, I think he's gored Kurt Angle. I mean, he's got Shane McMahon.
He was the last proper ECW World Champion. He was the last TNA Impact Wrestling Hall of Famer. Yes, and we've had,
100%.
In the Rock world, we had, Doug Pinnick and Randy Jackson, Brian Damage Forsythe's here tomorrow. And, these are Rock legends, like legitimate Rock and wrestling legends. So you're not just getting, people that we see every week. You're getting the big names here. We didn't pay for them. They didn't charge us money. There are people that do that, like Justin Credible, Rikishi, like no joke. This is a shoot. They charge people. Yeah, they'll do your podcast, but you have to pay them. We didn't have to pay to get these people on. They wanted to be here. So yeah, I agree. Listen, they have that because people tune in and they want to be here. We appreciate all of you who want to be here, and it is all wrestling matters. What about Bounce House Wrestling? Yeah, that's especially Bounce House Wrestling, a Bounce House death match. There was a place
that would be deadly. That would be deadly.
That would be deadly. And there was a place where I used to live that had a place called Bounce U. It was like almost like there was like almost like an indoor amusement kind of thing. You go and jump on almost like one of those big fences, and you have all the balls in the bottom. Well, I don't know what they call those. All the McDonald's used to have them. Everybody used to go and play on them, but who cares? All right, I'll go easy on Taylor because only he's with you. Okay. We need a Bounce House of Horrors match here. My only thumbtack bump was at a bounce house match, and bounce houses are brutal. They friction burn out. Yes, and I think it was just we were trying to see what Mr. Taylor thought, but obviously and understandably so, the champion would disagree that you made him because he's done it on his own. But if you go back 2 years ago, it was more of you came on him and interrupted him unannounced. That was my point. But let's get to some more comments here. 2 stages of hell, bounce house trampoline. Yeah, we're definitely bouncing here. Maybe we should have some trance music instead. Yep, plenty of people said the same, James. I reinvented myself through ROEW and other promotions. Yes, IMF is one of those promotions for sure. And ROEW, please hit the sub button for ROEW. Scaffold on a cliff match. Yeah, that sounds like a Kick song. James Taylor wrestled on a trampoline before an ROEW ring that he owns. That's a good point. It's a good one. Jason Storm has won world championships in every promotion he's wrestled in. Actually, he's right. He's wrestled and won world championships in several different promotions he's been in. IMF, he won a title from Owen Black. We know that. The DKW championship. Certainly in your company and a company that we won't really mention. So he's had a lot of success in different companies. Yeah. And that's why he's in the Hall of Fame several times.
Yeah.
And he was expecting more trampoline wrestling this episode. Well, stay tuned. You're right, James. It should have been 4-on-1 and put him through a table. Jason and myself are the best right now in the underground. No one can touch us. I want to say hello to my friend, the legendary Mr. Michael McMoney from our friends in Legit Alternative Wrestling. And Michael's going to be here 2 weeks from tomorrow. He's going to let us know what's going to happen in the main event of Cease and Desist, the World Heavyweight Championship match between Godric Sanwell, who is now once again the Three Rivers champion in Express Wrestling, and La El Shaddai. Law is one of the premier companies, one of the up-and-coming companies around in the professional wrestling world. And if you definitely want to give them a follow, let me put their YouTube channel up. They have FUTV, which everybody's been talking about the last several months. And the likes of Mickey Knuckles has been there. If you're into deathmatch wrestling, Dave Jameson, who's been here before, Pepper Pride, who's only a protege of this guy Rhino that's been here. You have a slew of great talents that are there. So do me a favor. Go hit the sub for them. I was speaking to the guys off the air today. We had a great conversation, and you'll see more law coverage here coming up this Wednesday with Wyatt Black, not to be related to Bray Wyatt, but Wyatt Black, Bray Wyatt, two different things. But thank you, Mr. McMoney. Okay, we're going to move on. Next comment. Delta sounds like he's realized natural selections. Maybe, listen, we don't know Jack Delta's future. I, for one, hope that Jack Delta would return to a wrestling ring, and we'll see. The two greatest champions in the underground right now are Jason Storm and Omen Black. Well, you know what? They've been on top. Listen, Jason's been on top for 6 months. Omen's been on top practically the entire year so far. Omen has said that if he retains his championship through the rest of the year, he's leaving with the IMF championship. There is no end in sight with these two men. No end in sight right now. No end in sight. There is no end in sight here. And we have a fan that wants to say that from Instagram, who is a big Justin Parsley Soldier GP fan, that wants to say that she agrees with Justin Parsley and she wants the real Omen Black back. And she also wants James to come back to IMF so Soldier and Justin can beat you again. And she's not an Omen Black fan. So that's really running the gauntlet there. Yeah.
So Soldier and Justin can what?
Beat you again. That's what she said. Not me. I just want to see the rest of the match.
I'm sorry. That won't happen. That just can't happen. You see, both Soldier GP and Justin Parsley have ass whipping written all over them. And that's exactly what's going to happen the next time either one of those two little mealy mouth punks step face to face with me. I don't care if it's 2-on-1. I'll beat them both down to a bloody pulp and can't nobody stop me. You cannot stop me, period.
But yeah, no, I think that's obviously an interesting point. But, you know, Jack Delta does make a good point. Jacob Collins and Joe Stone, they didn't help Kyle Shelby. They didn't help him. Shouldn't natural selection from that point not have to face a significant tariff? Because they were in the ROBW arena. They were outside. They could have helped Shelby.
Yeah, I mean, you make a point. You make a valid point. I love the arguments that a lot of people want to say, but my foot stands because I just want to shove it right up Jason
It's your company.
Storm's
Listen, it's your company.
nasty
You're
fat
entitled.
ass. He is fined for what he did because I said so, period. That's just how it is. That's how it's going to be. Jason Storm will have to pay $5,000. Him, Alex Cross, Cash Cards, $15,000 from all three of them for what they did. I don't care who it was. I don't care who was there. Nobody came out. I mean, that is what it is. Maybe
now,
they
let
were
me ask
intimidated
you
by
one
natural
question
selection.
as we're here with James Taylor, the owner of ROBW, the man that is squaring off with Dalton Skull for the PWF Uprising Championship. He is also in action right now for TPW. We'll get to that before we close. I know James has got to go and watch results here coming up in a few minutes, but he does. He wants to watch the results. But if they were to pay you via credit card payment, now, is that acceptable? Because, you know, sometimes people pay through like tax season is coming up, and some people have an option to pay their taxes different ways or their payment like TurboTax. If the guys maybe
they can pay through PayPal. Go to the ROEW PayPal channel. You know, go to their.
What about credit card though? Would credit card be acceptable? What about a
credit card
wire?
Would be acceptable?
It would be okay. And what about a wire transfer?
A wire transfer? No, it needs to be cash or debit. So. Yeah. No cashier's check, none of that bullshit.
Do people still use cashier's checks? I mean, I remember like when I was
in the South, believe it or not.
Okay, because I remember as a little kid, that was like a big thing. I remember like, you know, my mother dragging us to the bank. You know, my dad would get the check and it was the cashier's check. You know, like that was a long time ago back in Brooklyn, but I didn't know that was a thing still. But okay, but credit card's acceptable. Wire transfer, a money order is not. Okay, got it. We'll certainly say nobody helps Kyle Shelby. And that's why he's so mean. Kyle, you better buy a 4-pack of 316 Steve Weisers for James if you want help. Well, it didn't get him the help he needed in that particular moment. Yeah, it's a good point, Kyle. Kyle did it, and it didn't work. I won't be on tonight. He's in a lot of pain, not from wrestling Sean Jovi, but it's sitting from a tattoo shop chair for 7 hours. Yeah, okay, he can take the night off. Yeah, we'll see him later in the week. We'll see him later in the week. Yeah, we're actually in South Carolina. Okay, South Carolina may be a little closer than South. Okay, South is good. I think it's good. But Blood and Honor, give him a sub. Also, you poor dudes. I hear South Carolina is a nightmare with that athletic commission always creeping around. Yeah, there's certain states, if you want to be a wrestling promoter, not to go into that detail, but yeah, you definitely, it's makes people think twice about going into the wrestling business, and there you go. Yeah, cheer up, James. Have a Steve Weiser. Yeah, that's a good one.
Which one? Which one do I need? Which one would you drink? I have
Um,
two Steve Weisers right here. Which one should I go for?
I don't know, but maybe drink both.
I mean, I
That
could drink both, but I
was a
don't
good
want to
one.
make a
I was
mess here.
fair.
I don't
I
want
was
to make a
fair.
mess.
And yeah, I don't apologize. You're awesome, and you're in our Hall of Fame, so you never apologize. The commission is a nightmare in Iowa too. Yeah, these states, I don't know enough, but I know what I've heard, and yeah, it's just what it is. Hit the like button. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're looking forward. Very honored to have Kicks on Sportswire here coming up tomorrow. A band that has a platinum album in their resume. They're here, and their last show was in front of 15,000 people. I mean, what a cool thing, right? Their last show, and they're here, and the band is opened up for like some really big bands, but I don't want to talk about that right now. It'll be tomorrow's show. I've never once had an offer to appear for a trampoline fed. I've wrestled on the ROEW box, mat, and rings. That's about it. Okay, good point. I don't knock trampoline wrestling, but I don't do it. And that's fine. Listen, it's like we're going to have Kicks on tomorrow, right? And Brian Damage Forsythe talked about, well, I don't play like certain guitarists. Eddie Van Halen, Jimi Hendrix, he plays more of an AC/DC straight away 3-chord style. And just like in wrestling, there are some people that wrestle deathmatch wrestling. Some people wrestle more technical. Some people are high flyers. Some people are on the mat. Some people are promo wrestlers. So there's a lot of, different things. And we embrace all of it here on the platform. There you go. Brett Anderson, haven't seen him in a while. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. If they wanted to. You can't call me a mealy mouth. Obviously somebody here is interesting. I'm out of this one, fellas. I'd be interested to try my hand in one of those rings. I think it'd be different. Yeah, I'll get in touch. Yeah. And by the way, Mr. McMoney, again, please hit the sub button for our friends in Legit Alternative Wrestling. They've got a lot of content. If you like ROEW, if you like IMF, if you like NEW, I see NEW people here. If you like just wrestling in general, you can definitely check out FUTV on the Legit Alternative Wrestling YouTube channel. I'm telling you, it's going to be worth it. To me, IMF is the ECW of Iowa. They're the ECW of Parkersburg, West Virginia. So definitely check the guys out. Michigan doesn't have a commission, thank God. That's a good point. Natural selection will not pay for a fine doing what wrestlers do. If you want to run a sissy fed, then so be it. I do what I want. And you guys are Ring of Extreme Wrestling. He makes a point. You guys are called Ring of Extreme Wrestling, and you're fining him?
You know what?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to give him 1 week.
1 week? All right.
1 week to pay it. If he doesn't pay it, then he's going to get his check garnished. That's what he's going to do. I'm going to garnish his fucking check. I can do that because I sign his paychecks. So I'm going to garnish your check, Jason. You don't have to pay it, son. Don't pay it. Don't pay it. Just sit there, bitch about it, cry, piss him off, whatever you want to do. Be the little punk bastard that you are. Go defend your title whenever it's time for me to make a match for you. And as long as you don't pay the fine, then I will double it when I garnish it from you. So your next match pay, it's all coming to James Taylor and ROEW.
Boy, you are definitely trying to blow his fuse. I mean, you are really trying to blow his fuse.
I thought he had some meeting he had to go to. Sounds like he's full of shit right now.
No, well, that was 2 p.m. Australian time, so technically he's got that in 11 minutes. So actually, his last
thing. He wants to sit here and try and push my buttons, and he wants to try me. Jason Storm, you can try me all you want. The last thing you want to do is get my attention. And you've really, really done what you can to grasp my attention. And I promise you, it's going to be bad if you don't do what I tell you to do.
Well, period. I mean, you know what? That's obviously understandable points from both sides, and we just want to see the best for both camps. I'm moving to Michigan next year on my birthday, and I'm looking to continue my career in ROEW. And Blade is a guy that could definitely, yeah, I agree. Why not? Why the heck not? Hit the sub button for Law. Definitely be too legit and support Law. Yep, definitely do that. James is the owner. I mean, James, you got the owner right here. The owner is here. There you go.
Well,
I
I
wish.
mean, if he wants to show up and do a tryout, he's more than welcome to do that.
Interesting. Justin Parsley talking about Dave Jamieson, one of the prized young talents in the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast wrestling circuit, who's a huge member of the Legit Alternative Wrestling roster, and he wishes he was in IMF. Well, you can talk to Michael McMoney about it in 2 weeks. He'll be here, and let him know. Let him know. Good deal. Yeah, it's a good point. It's a great point. But you do have a promo match coming up. Yeah, I figured I'd talk about it for a few minutes before match results, and tell us what we can expect here coming up. You muted yourself, sir.
Sorry, I had it muted. Yeah. Let's see. So I got the promo match with Sloth, and this
Yes.
is the first time I met the guy. But the guy's an interesting character. He definitely is. He's got the little fuzzy beard. He just kind of makes me think of a soft teddy bear who's trying to be threatening. I'm not intimidated by that at all. He's just like anybody else that wants to try and, you know, put my name in his mouth and make something of himself. You can make a career off of talking about James Taylor. Look at all these guys, and that's exactly what he's done. He's trying to do that, and that's why I'm going to kick his ass tonight. Period. Plain and simple. And I don't care if I say anybody's name wrong. Word of advice to any future maybe promo wrestlers that are thinking about stepping their toes and trying it out. Do your thing and do a promo like a real wrestler does. Do your shoot promo. You just talk your trash like you normally do. Promo wrestling has distinct rules when it comes to certain things, and I think it's kind of funny to a degree. And I heard Soldier GP knock me. Oh, he lost 2 of his matches because he didn't say someone's name right. Who cares? That was because of the rules that I think that are silly. And I didn't lose 2 matches. I only lost 1. The second one was a no contest because of personal issues between me and that one individual. But all that has been hashed out and all that has been settled. That's why I'm still where I'm at, because I wanted there, and it is what it is. So continue to watch. Thank you for the views. And if you don't like what I do, then kick rocks and go on somewhere. But anybody else that's thinking about getting into it, do your thing. Try your mic skills, get them going. Don't take what other people say personally. Just know how to be in character. The difference between reality, in character, and out of character. If you can't figure those 2 things out, then I don't know what to tell you. But Sloth James
And just to
Williams,
also
Jaden Jones
notify you,
Williams.
match results have just been released, by the way. They were just released.
They were just released. Okay. Yeah. Well, does it happen to say if I was victorious or not?
Well, I can put on the Instagram. I don't know if I could timestamp it, but we can certainly take this off the screen. We're going to run the match card here. If you want to go to the TPW Discord page, and obviously James was in action against the IC World Trios champion Sloth Jam Williams. And before Mr. Storm goes to his press conference overseas in Australia, the land down under, he did want to say that facts are facts, and he doesn't pay stupid fines from idiot bosses. And he does want to thank everybody for being here, and he's looking forward to speaking with a more friendlier Australian press. He wanted
when I finally meet him in person, I'm gonna pry his eyes open. I'm gonna take some cayenne pepper.
I have one more point though.
Pepper in his
but
eyes.
I have one more point to make though. Just one more thing, and we'll put match results up in a minute. But Natural Selection has gotten press and notoriety in Japan and now Australia in a few minutes. Natural Selection.
So is James Taylor. So is the nemesis James Taylor. I'm recognized over there in Japan. I'm recognized over there in the UK and London and in Australia. I'm recognized in Canada, down in Mexico, down in Brazil.
Interviews though. But they've gotten mainstream media, and that's helped ROEW grow. That's why maybe some would say that you need to be helping Natural Selection, some would say. That's what, from their vantage point, Jason has told me to tell you this. I'm not saying I agree, but what Jason's saying is that he's been helping ROEW grow to have an international presence.
Tom, I respect the fact that you're trying to deliver the message, but you don't have to be the middleman. If Jason Storm wants to deliver that message, he could deliver it to me personally.
Well, he's got to
clearly he don't want to. And that's okay. So whenever he's ready to deliver the message, then I might take it seriously. But right now, don't waste your breath. Just do your thing, Tom. I know you're trying to do the what's right. I get it, and I respect that. But you don't have to be Jason Storm's lackey and do
Oh,
that
I'm
for
not
him.
anybody's lackey. I mean, but he's just telling me to tell you what he's saying. I mean, it doesn't
So,
mean
if you
yes, sir.
will, if you'll tell him for me,
Sure. I'd be
I
happy to
don't
do that.
I don't give a shit what he has to say.
I'll
Period.
tell him that while I'll go like I don't James Taylor, I'm telling Mr. Storm this right now. Mr. Storm, James Taylor in his words says he doesn't give a there you go. So that
Cheers
was
to
that.
you, pal.
And he says have a great interview in Australia and certainly if you can recruit any talent there that has been in a ring or trampoline, let us know. But yeah, that was great. That was great. But maybe we'll and I also want to say from Princess JD wants to say to you, James Taylor, be nice to her family, which is Soldier GP and Justin Parsley. That's her family, which actually it is her family.
I like Justin Parsley a little more than I do Soldier GP. I
Okay.
hope that she understands. I know she's a fan of them, but you
Yeah.
got to understand I don't like bullies, and nobody should put up with bullies. And Soldier GP, there's always two sides to a story,
Yep.
but the side of Soldier GP that you don't know is that he is a bully, and we don't like bullies. And Soldier GP, well, he needs to be taught a lesson.
Well,
Justin Parsley is just he kind of follows the lead of what
oh wow,
Soldier
so you're
tells him.
calling Justin Parsley a follower.
He
Interesting.
is a follower, yes. Kyle Reese is a follower. I'm a big fan of him, by the way. I'm still waiting on that autograph. But I respect the fact that he's gonna hide behind Soldier GP to do his battles for him. But the thing is, Soldier GP, as many people as he's faced, he doesn't measure up to me.
Mr.
You can
Parsley is
look at what
really taking
happened at
back
Winter
charges.
Class. You can look at what happened back in December. I
And
was beating
yeah.
the hell out of Soldier GP. He got a lucky stunner on me out of nowhere because of Anthony Steele interfering in that matchup. Had
Okay.
Anthony Steele not done that, I would have beaten both Soldier GP, Justin Parsley in the center of that ring. I would have stacked Justin right on top of Soldier, pinned them both 1, 2, 3, and you'd be looking at the new PWF
Yeah,
champion
and that's
already.
a good point.
Period.
Listen, I think that's very valid. I'm not going to show Mr. Parsley's comment here. I do want to let you because his comment
That's all
just
right. I'll look at it. I'll
yeah,
look
you
at
can
see
look
what he
at
has
it.
to
Don't
say.
repeat it. Princess JD wants to say Soldier's not a bully. She's known Soldier her whole life. That's what she
I,
says.
I I respect that, and family's family. You're not gonna see, you're not gonna see nothing like that. Defend your family. I'm not gonna be against that.
Understood.
No
Understood. Yes, we
disrespect.
appreciate her tuning in. We appreciate everybody tuning in.
That does not mean that I have to like Soldier GP because
Understood.
I don't like Soldier GP. In fact, I want to put my foot in Soldier GP's ass again. And the second I get that one-on-one shot,
But
one, two,
remember,
three, James
first
Taylor.
you've got Dalton Skull coming up. You've got Dalton
Right now,
Skull.
I got to worry about Dalton Skull,
You got to
and then
worry about
after
Dalton Skull.
all that dust is cleared, the smokes, all the smoke's cleared, the dust is settled. Then I'm going to be focusing on everything in ROEW, and I'm going there to run the show and just do my thing in person, meet the talent in person, let them meet their boss. I'm going to meet my employees. Jason Storm, if you're there, I'll meet you. But I promise you, nobody will be putting their hands on me. If anybody puts their hands on James Taylor, there will be consequences. Period.
Well, I mean, obviously, we don't want anybody to put anyone's hands on each other, and definitely don't lay your hands on James Taylor, to quote John Bon Jovi. But yeah, but I think I did mention Soldier. It is Soldier's family, but thank you for clearing that up. I'll try to speed up into match results to see if we got your outcome here. So we'll do that before we sign off here. Rocky has just released match results, so let's see if we can get to it. As we wait here for Texas Red to announce if James Taylor has defeated Sloth Jam Williams in a regular match here in
I
TPW.
like Rocky. Rocky's a good guy.
He's
He
here this
means
coming
well.
Saturday, and
He
he's looking
is.
for talent. He wants
He
Justin
is
Parsley,
looking for talent. So if anybody watching is interested, Justin Parsley,
Jason Storm,
Jason Storm, Cash Carter, Alex
Omen Black.
Cross,
Omen Black.
What's up, everybody?
Almond Black, whatever. If you're interested in doing it,
Anthony
just
Steele
check.
back more
Yeah.
often in TPW.
Well, from what I understood, he got removed. He got the boot, but I don't know
No!
why. I have no idea what's been
I
going
can't
on
tell
with
if
that.
anyone's here or not.
He got moved?
All right.
No, he's another company. No, he didn't get booted. He'll be
Okay. There it is.
back. He'll be back. No, he'll be back.
My
I
phone,
got
man.
faith
I
in
ain't
him.
got no Wi-Fi, and my data plan sucks. So
That does suck.
Poor guy.
couldn't see you guys there for a moment.
I hope to see you too, Rob.
But now I see who's watching. 5 of you guys are.
Well, you're
Cheers.
getting like 28
Fuck
more
yeah.
people watching. Yeah.
We got Static. We got Unforgiven Soul.
Oh, I love Unforgiven Soul.
Promo
He
Wrestling
usually does
Review.
this live.
We got
from what I
Sludgehammer,
believe.
Soulstar, and Zach Clark.
Zach
Okay.
Clark, Zach Clark
Hello,
is one of
everybody.
my
Welcome.
favorites.
Yeah, Zach Clark.
This is
I heard about
results.
that Zach Clark.
Just remember,
Not related to Zach
this
Morris.
is all for fun. And if you lose or if you win, you can always get a rematch at the end of the day. At
That's
the end
a
of the
good
night.
point. I
So,
agree with Rocky on that.
I
We want more
understand.
results.
Yeah,
we're here to have
definitely.
fun. I had
It's
fun.
all-
This was a
it's
hard
all
week for
in
the judge.
fun.
It seems like every week I say that. It's a hard week, but that's just how true it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, judging these matches. It's
And
hard.
he
hard
runs
choosing winners.
TPW, and
That's
he's
hard
got a
choosing
lot
winners.
on
This
his
man
plate
doesn't
when it comes
sleep.
to running it.
But
a hard worker.
I
Man.
like having that challenge.
That's why TPW's in the Hall of Fame.
I know we can get more than
you're in
6
the Hall
people
of
in here.
Fame
Come
also
on.
for TPW. So I
I'm
think
only
that
20
makes
minutes
you
late
several
now. I'm
times
not
in the
like
Hall of Fame again. That's
I'm
another
not like 2
Hall
or
of
3
Fame under your
hours
belt,
late.
actually.
Yes, sir.
Come on, I know
Yes,
we
sir.
can get more than
Cafe
6.
Lounge, ROEW, yourself, TPW now. I mean, now
What's
IMF
up,
you're in the Hall of Fame for
Draquan?
5 times.
Got my
Oh,
new
5-time Hall of Famer?
solar
times.
panel.
You were in
Well,
IMF. You were in
Charger.
ROEW. You own the company.
Pretty fucking cool,
Your
man.
own, your YouTube
like it.
channel. So, yeah, 5 times. Amazing
Nice.
accomplishment.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Eat that, Justin Parson.
Well, he's still got the advantage over you, but that's okay. But you're closing in on Anthony Steele.
Well, is he like a 32-time Hall of Famer?
Okay. We got Lucifer. Hello.
We gotta love Kyle Reese.
Look, I know we can get more than 6
Michael
people in
Bean
here. Come
played
on,
him,
it's
by the way.
results.
Michael
It's
Bean.
Sunday. It was all quiet in the locker room
You know,
today,
while we're
too.
waiting here, James
I was
Taylor's
surprised.
a man
I
of
was
many
like, oh.
talents. I even
like,
banked
usually
on
you
that. I
guys
made some
are
awesome chocolate chip cookies yesterday.
pretty
If
talkative
anybody
on
wants
Sunday.
some, let me know.
I would eat them, but I haven't
So-
ate much the last 2 days, so I'm gonna.
Oh,
pass.
there is one match I am giving an extension to till tomorrow morning, and that is the match between PJ Cool versus
Okay.
the returning Remy Roberts.
That has
Oh,
nothing to do
Remy
with me,
Cap.
so
I both
there
let
you
them
go.
know,
Yeah.
so I'll give their result tomorrow, but I'll do everybody else's results today.
If he's about to
tonight.
get in it,
The match card will
remind
be
me to
posted tomorrow
Share
morning.
something.
I'm gonna work on it.
Okay. Well, we'll wait here. This will be quick.
What's up, Elliot Creed?
Okay, well,
Yes.
while he's getting ready for that, then I wanted to
I
say
know the
real
night's
quick,
still young, bro. Okay, now we got
some
9.
people like to
That's
knock
better.
the
We got
fact
9 people
that
watching
I
now.
have Taffy's Lounge.
I mean, damn.
and that I
Usually we
make
can crack 10
crappy
easily.
music, but if I make crappy music, then why do I have almost 1,600 subscribers, and why do I
Okay,
get views
well, it
every
doesn't
time
matter.
that I
We
post
got
a
8
video?
people. That's fine. I
Because
guess
people
I guess
enjoy
you're
it.
8.
People enjoy what
You're gonna
I
figure
do,
it out.
So
You're gonna figure out who won. All right. So the first match on the card, it was Vinny V's live championship open challenge. Jaheel Thunderbolt accepted the challenge. It went 2 rounds on the Discord. The second round, Vinny V really cemented the win. But thanks for accepting his challenge anyways, Jaheel Thunderbolt. There's always next week. We're going to do this a weekly thing. So anyone wants to get a shot at a championship next week, Vinny V. I believe he's available next week. Don't quote me on
There
that.
it
I'll
is,
have to
guys.
double check with him. But we're doing an open challenges for the live championship more often.
live promo championship.
Next match was Static versus Jaheel Thunderbolt. Static needed this week off, so this match was postponed or no contest, so no winner there. Next match was Killer Casey Campbell versus the Unforgiven Soul Extreme Rules match. Casey Campbell didn't show up, so therefore the winner of this match.
The winner.
The winner of this match is the Unforgiven Soul. He posted his match promo, which was very good.
Interesting.
That scared the fuck out of me, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you.
His light went out.
I can see why I'd be scared too. Listen, I would be scared too. I live across the street from a cemetery, and I'm not scared of many things. But we'll leave that.
Ooh.
Yeah, that would.
I go
probably
to the
scare me.
cemetery like 4
Scared the
o'clock in
fuck
the
out of
morning.
me.
It's great.
Oh wow.
All right.
I can't wait to see it in 50
Where
years.
was I at? Oh yeah. Okay, next match. It was Trey Mysticality versus Travis Black. The winner of this match was Travis Black. Trey, the reason why you lost this match was you were talking in like just a regular tone.
And Justin Parsons has shared a
I couldn't
locker
believe
room
you
with Trey
in what you were
Mysticality. He
saying.
knows him
Oh,
personally.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Accompanied me
If you would have put more, I guess, passion into it, showed a little bit more aggression towards Travis. Because what you were saying, it sounded good, but you just can't believe it with a tone voice like that. You got to try to add some
Simon Cowell. He just
some flavor into that. Spice it up a bit.
Gotta have
knows.
that
Travis, you killed
believability.
it. I loved it. Especially at the end. You just
See, it's a learning process.
getting there close to the camera. That was amazing work.
What?
Next match, it was Derek versus the returning Puerto Rican punk Leroy Limber.
Leroy was here.
I was expecting a lot more from this match.
Yep.
Yeah.
From both competitors. I was hoping Derek would post a hype. He did post a match promo. Leroy posted a hype and a match. I really wish you would have gone in more hard on Derek. I know you can do more than that. It's your returning match. I was really excited. And I'm still excited. Don't get me wrong. Still excited to have you back and to have you promoing. Sometimes, you're going to have to be the one to start off the match, to post the first hype, post the first match promo. That's just how it is sometimes. I really wish you would have went more hard into him, would have been more aggressive towards him. But there's always next week. Derek, again, didn't like that you didn't post the hype, but you played it off nicely in your match promo. I felt like it dragged on a bit too long. There were certain times where he could have ended it.
He really doesn't want
to
award somebody a victory. That's what I get from this. It's really
so there was a few things wrong with the few, with
That's
both
what I got.
promos. But at the end of the day, I got to choose a winner, and the winner of this match, narrowly, is going to be Derek.
Yeah, he really didn't want to give either one a victory.
The next match was the Truly Righteous Soul Star versus the Viceroy. False Count Anywhere. This match was really entertaining. Soul Star took Viceroy on a journey through the locker room, through the what's it called? The place you eat. I can't even think the catering place, the boiler room. I mean, Soul Star, you took Viceroy on a journey. Viceroy, I wish you would have gone out a lot more places. The knife was a good touch. Soul Star, you had some really good insults. Same with you two, Viceroy. But at the end of the day, Soul Star just dragged Viceroy. And so the winner of this match is going to be the Truly Righteous Soul Star. Next match was PJ Cool versus Remy Roberts. Like I said, I'm going to give them till tomorrow morning to post their match promo.
Uh-huh.
So I will give the result tomorrow. So the match after that was KSK versus AJ Storm. I was really hoping a lot more from KSK.
Yeah.
You've been doing this countdown here lately. I've been keeping up with it, so I'm very curious. You have me intrigued on what this new chapter is going to be for you. I still wish you would have done more against AJ Storm, especially this is your second time around. AJ, you went on him as expected, and so the winner of this match is going to be AJ Storm.
Figured that the way he said it. Okay. When we get in the game, we got to be coming closer now.
Probably.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Next match was Jax Lightning versus Elliot Creed versus Raphael Fireblade.
The main event or something.
I think we were semi-main.
Ooh, this match was interesting.
I think we were semi-main. Let me show it.
Jax Lightning,
I'll go to
you spent a lot of time on Raphael Fireblade and only so little on Elliot Creed.
Let me see
that really hurt your promo, in my opinion. And
yeah, we should be coming up to it. Yeah,
I understand it's part of your character a little bit. Maybe tone down a little bit. Tone down the laughing just a little bit.
Tyson DTG is
try to get a little bit more insults in there.
I wonder who won that. I'll probably.
Let me move on to Raphael Fireblade.
Oh.
We were really focused on I'm sorry. I'm spacing out here. Give me a minute. Spacing out. Whew. Where am I at?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Raphael
this is what pro
okay.
wrestling.
Sorry about that. Raphael Fireblade. You did the same thing as Jax Lightning. You focused on one person more than the other person in this match, and that really killed it. Elliot Creed, you did pretty good. You went back and forth on both competitors. The insults were nice. The belt looks great on you, by the way. So the winner of this match is going to be Elliot Creed.
Elliot Creed.
Next match was Matt Tyson versus
You're next.
IGPW Gladiator Champion DTG.
This is going to be
in a
good.
steel cage match.
This is going to be good.
I was hoping this match would have been a lot more better because of stipulation. Welcome back, Matt Tyson, a returning Matt Tyson. Both had some great insults, some killer. DTG did follow the match stipulation, had a steel cage in his promo. You guys had killer insults. I liked them, but at the end of the day, DTG was in a steel cage, and so I'm gonna have to give him the win. So the winner of this match is going to be DTG. Sorry. Next match was Clawface versus World Trios Champion Elias the Deranged.
I thought you were next on my list.
This match was interesting as well. Very entertaining on Elias's part. Clawface. It was so hard to believe you on that. It was like no aggression in this from you whatsoever. I think your hype was actually more better than your match promo, in my opinion.
Yeah, I got it.
I really wish you would have shown more aggression. I understand you probably weren't in the right place to do that, and so that's going to hurt you. Elias, again, coming in, firing shots, and you've been on a killer week. You've been on a killer streak lately, and that's going to continue. You're picking up this week's win against Clawface. Okay. Now we get down to the last three matches.
All right.
Yeah, last three matches. This match gave me the most hardest time. Believe it or not. It was Intercontinental Champion and World Trios Champion Sloth Jam Williams versus the Nemesis James Taylor in a regular match.
There we go.
This gave me a really hard time because both these competitors, I already knew I was going to have a hard time when I booked this match because both of these competitors are really good with the facial expressions, getting their point across, and really getting intense when it's needed. And so I expected a showdown from these two, and these two put on a show. I love the references. Sloth Jam Williams, it was amazing. Again, you are like a black hole. You're right. Mm-hmm. Now, there is a few things. Sloth Jam Williams, in the middle of your promo, you had a lot of pauses. And you do that often. But I feel like in this match, maybe if they weren't so long, it wouldn't really have it, I guess, affected your promo. But they were just a little too long this time. And James, on your part, the yelling, that is your character. I fully understand it. But when I watched your hype promo and you were calm and collective, I really enjoyed that. And when I watched your match promo and you went straight yelling, straight into yelling, into the intense moment, it really threw me for a little bit, kind of threw me off a bit. I'm not going to lie to you. I really wish you would have started out nice and calm, and then throughout the promo, I really wished you would have gotten a little bit more aggressive, finish off aggressive, but start out calm.
I get it. He's right.
But for the main part, you guys didn't have too many flaws in this match. But there can only be one winner, and winning with a slight edge is going to be Intercontinental Champion and World Trios Champion.
Another heartbreaker for James Taylor. Is it a sign of things to come here? Because once again, the Nemesis James Taylor has lost narrowly in TPW. He's lost narrowly in Retracted Company number 1, the IMF. Will it now continue to go over in BYCW and ROEW because you lost a heartbreaker?
I mean, it is what it is. I have my mixed feelings when it comes to promo wrestling. But like I said, I'm in it just to have fun. I'm in it to just, do the shtick. And it's fun. I mean, I've won matches and I've lost matches. It's not about winning or losing. It's about, did I make a point? Was I able to help the person that I was working with? And that's all it is. But hey, I don't care. It's fine. It is what it is.
All right. Well, I mean, look, it's, I'm sure I'll ask Rocky about it on Saturday. He will be here. And we will have more TPW coverage ahead during the week on Sportswire. So obviously that's what it is. And do you have any final words? Anything you want to say to anybody here tonight? Anything else we haven't spoke about?
No, I mean I've heard the few little jabs at what I was trying to say a little bit ago about my music page and stuff.
I'll put that up for the chat in a minute. I'm
that
doing
I
that
make
right now.
crappy music and all this trash and everything. But if that's the case, then why do I have 1,600 subscribers? No, I don't buy my subscribers. No, I don't buy my views like some people probably do. Everything I do is organic, and I create it myself. I have a distinct community that I'm working with the music, with the lo-fi channels, and it seems to be taking off, and it seems to be doing well. I had a big pause for a little bit, but now it's ramping back up. So there it is. Nobody has to support it, but if you don't have to like it, but at the same time, keep your opinions to yourself. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but there's like one or two individuals that decided they wanted to throw that as a little shade to me because they don't like me. So hey, it's fine. I'm making money on the channel regardless. So right to you.
Well, it's definitely hit a sub, and I don't think that Stephanie's going to throw that Legends deal away, and he's joking, and Stephanie,
I know. It's all good.
Stephanie definitely, is definitely watching there with her, certainly big things that she has, certainly, but we'll leave that at that. But again, James Taylor, Taffy's Lounge, check that out. Taff Taylor, TikTok, Instagram, check him out on YouTube as well. Also, ROEW Underground on YouTube. Also, check out BYCW. Also, James will be in action there for the PWF Uprising Championship against Dalton Skull. You'll also see James this week upcoming in TPW, Texas Promo Wrestling. And James certainly had a lot to say, and I'm looking forward to what he says later in the week. And by the way, join us next week for his birthday celebration. And if you are Soldier GP, if you are Justin Parsley, if you are Dark Kron, if you are Jason Storm, if you are Omen Black, if you are Sean Jovi, if you are Alex Cross, if you are Cash Carter, if you are Anthony Steele, I mean, come on down. Wish James a happy birthday. Thank him for everything he's done. Definitely come on down and celebrate. And James is going to be partying. He's going to have his birthday hat on. He's going to be jumping up. We're going to play Taffy's Lounge music throughout the night. And, we're going to definitely have a party. And come on
Drink
down.
a few beers because
James would be drinking them. I don't drink. But definitely, we're going to be not knocking on heaven's door. But James Taylor is going to be celebrating another birthday. And join us next week. And I'm looking forward to it. And I hope that you will as well. And definitely a lot to unpack tonight. And can't wait to see the fallout from it.
There you go. Amen.
All right. Well, that was James Taylor, of course, the owner of ROEW, also the man scheduled to square off with Dalton Skull for the BYCW's upcoming show, 420 SmackDown, I believe. And he'll be also wrestling for the PWF Uprising Championship. He's also the owner of ROEW. A lot to talk about here. Jason Storm has said he will not pay that $5,000 fine. James has certainly drawn the line there. He's also rebutted what Soldier GP has had to say and Justin Parsley has had to say. And, we definitely look forward to seeing what's to come there with that. And I most certainly look forward to being with everything here. And also that, we also JD wanted to say that she said she was just being nice and she thanks you for watching the show and coming on and joining us. And that's great too. But if you're here on Sportswire Radio, I'll be here 9 o'clock tomorrow with Kicks, former guitarist Brian Damage Forsythe, also from the band Rhino Bucket. So check that out. And we'll be back maybe after that, but definitely Tuesday and Wednesday. You never know who will be on. So hit the sub button for us. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio, where